so I'm basically just doing some Inktober scribbles for the prompts for this year. I have a lot to catch up, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. I've got to do a few days worth in, well, as soon as possible really, so all caught up and everything. Hello. Well, this one is actually prompt number 2, which is bait. You know I had to. And so, how is everybody? Feel free to talk at me while I'm doing this, I don't mind. It's not distracting or anything, so it's about the only time I can multitask. Just to warn everybody that there usually is a bit of a delay in my videos, so if I don't respond to your comments or questions or whatever straight away, it's usually just because of the fact that Facebook is dumb, and it likes to have this really annoying delay. Funny really, because I was always Velma. I always dressed as Velma. I never really liked Daphne. Although the Mystery Incorporated series was actually a game changer because I actually quite liked Daphne in that. Yeah, I used to have the short bob hair and the glasses and everything. Ahoy hoy! Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why I always liked Velma. I think it's just because she wasn't the stereotypical pretty female. Never liked those kind of characters. Except She-Ra. She-Ra is kind of badass. Exactly. I used to have a She-Ra hat back in the day. Had like a yellow trim to it. It was pretty fun. I used to wear it a lot actually during the summer. God, 90s, 80s, something like that when I had it. And I don't actually know what happened to it. Yeah, this is for Inktober again. This is actually prompt number 2. Okay, my accent's going funny again. Which the subject is, well, the prompt name is bait. And because Shaggy is always being used as bait, I couldn't resist. Oh, the old He-Man movie. Oh, man. I actually really... because it was so bad, it was great. It was one of those types of movies. So, yeah, I always liked it. A bit like the old Mortal Kombat movie and Street Fighter and... that reminds me, did you ever see the Supernatural crossover with Scooby-Doo? That was fun. The guy getting like cut in half and the Scooby gang just freaking out over it was just classic. And then, you know, it was worth it just to see them holding shotguns. Does this mean heaven and hell exist? Does that mean I'm going to hell? Since this is just for Inktober, I'm not going to go crazy on the shading. Ah, good old candle wax Skeletor. He'd be at home in that old movie House of Wax. Yeah, I'm just going to do very basic shading for this because it's all about the ink and not the shading, so... Yeah, good old Orko. Annoying, but I still loved him in a weird kind of way. Ugh, Snarf. As much as I loved Thundercats, yeah, Snarf. I wish he would just... Snarf cakes, anyone? Brave Star. Oh my god. That reminds me of that stream that we watched. Oh man, what was that stupid pogo stick thing that he had that he just... It was like a pogo stick helicopter-y weird thing. I don't even know. It was amazing. Yeah, on the theme of Scooby-Doo, I actually watched for like the billionth time Ghoul School the other day, and I haven't seen that since, oh god, years now. That was entertaining. You see, I'd play the theme tune, but Facebook has this lovely habit of taking down your videos if you have anything copyrighted in them, so yeah, which is why I don't have background music. Otherwise, I'd be blasting it. Oh yeah, you may have noticed that my pencil's changed. Yes, I got a different pencil. I completely forgot myself. I find it makes a completely different noise as well. Oh, Lord, yeah. It's so annoying, because it's like, obviously I used to be monetized, but since I didn't have over 1,000 subscribers when all the changes came into effect, that went all out the window, and now I'm having to wait to, bump it back up. And the fact that I have to be very careful what I have on the videos is quite frustrating. Like, I have a section for events on my channel, and if any of the events that I go to happen to be playing any copyrighted music, automatically it gets flagged. So I have to go through the process of editing all the sound out, and it gets tiring, but yeah. That's why on these art streams I don't have any background music anymore, because it's so much of a hassle. And I know I can get free to use stuff, but I can't be bothered, and a lot of it sounds pretty crap anyway. Not gonna lie. Something else I've been marathoning over the last few days is Red Dwarf, an old family favourite. We used to sit every Tuesday night and watch it all together. It was always fun. I used to look forward to that. Smeaghead! Oh, God, I used to have a horrendous freaking crush on Chris Barry. How tragic is that? Banana! Give me that banana. Could be worse. Could be a vindaloo. Yeah, I know. It's like you love to hate him. Good old Rimsey. And here I was saying, oh, I'm not going to go overboard on the shading. Yes. But when do we ever want to be really polite? And that's prompt number 2. Now, what's prompt number 3? Inktober. Prompts. Yes, thank you. A work in progress commission right here. Okay, next is... Oh no, wait, it is number 3 that was bait. That was it. Number 1 was ring. Number 2 is mindless. Number 3 is bait. And number 4 is freeze. Freeze? Oh no. I just thought of something really funny and I'm gonna have to do it now. No, not Mr. Freeze. Who remembers the game Buster Groove? Also, what are these marks? How dare you? Looks like I'm going to have to... That's better. Last year's Inktober I actually did as a Tekken. Tekken themed. Yeah, the old PlayStation 1 game, Buster Groove, I used to play this game for hours. Oh, I didn't actually. Posts have a habit of getting buried, though. So, feel free to link it up in here, if you want. If it's a public post, that is. Heat and his annoyingly complex mouth. No, I'll come back to that. What? What on earth? Facebook? Seriously? Hoka. As soon as I'm done with this, I'll be able to have a look at it then. I hate your mouth heat. What is wrong with your mouth? And there's a quote for you. Some of the porn parodies you can find out there are sometimes ridiculous. Funny thing, someone actually once said that credited me as the originator of the term inspect her gadget. I'm like, oh, that's nice, but yeah, that wasn't me. God, it's been so long since I've drawn him. Oh, this is giving me such nostalgia. I used to draw this guy so often. And yeah, I haven't drawn him in absolutely years now. It's been that long, I actually forgotten how the pattern on his chest goes. How terrible is that? I'm actually for once gonna have to look up some reference images. Oh my god, how alien. Wow. This guy used to be one of my favourite characters from the game. He had such a cool backstory. It was really stupid, and that's why I loved it. It was like, he's 21 years old, but he's the most amazing racing driver in the whole world, and he does an Ayrton Senna and basically has an accident. And the best part about it is, this accident happened when he had a 30-lap lead, which is just, oh my god, it makes you laugh, doesn't it? And he sustained burns all over his body and had to be in the hospital for ages. But then suddenly he got better, and even though they didn't think he was going to, and then from then on he could control fire, which is so funny. It's great. Gotta love some ham. Ayrton Senna. See, that's actually what he was based off of, Ayrton Senna, and that's actually what I remember as well. Oh god, that whole thing. Oof. P.S. Nigel Mansell used to be my favourite. That's going back a wee bit. Schmig. Oh, if you can hear a random noise, my downstairs neighbour has his TV up full blast, which he's been doing for the last couple of days for some reason. So yeah, any background noise, like music-y stuff, that's him, not me. Ooh, foot cramp. Okay, so I'm making him a little buffer than what he actually is, but hey, who cares? He's actually a bit of a skinny boy. I mean, you know. Look at them pictures. It's gone quiet. There was like loads of people, and then suddenly it went all silent. Hello. ¿Por qué? Stoke me a clipper. I actually not long since watched that one. The one where he goes off for a bit. Basically been watching it with the Mystic, because he's not really watched it that much. I mean, obviously he remembers it, but a lot of the stuff that's in it has actually come as a surprise for him, so it's fun to like watch something with somebody when they don't either remember it or haven't really watched it that much. I always find that fun. Hi. Speaking of introducing people to things, I've been trying to convince Sydney to watch Red Dwarf so I can introduce her to it. Tee-hee. Oh my god, yes. Or should I say, oh yes. I introduced you to Astro Boy. You didn't complain about that. Again, just to warn you, if I don't respond straight away, it's because Facebook has a delay of about 30 to a minute. So, yeah, it's not ideal or anything like that, but... Oh yes, as you noticed, I'm cheating. I'm kind of chopping him because I couldn't be bothered. I don't want to spend too long on these things, so... Too many irons in the fire! Ahoy hoy! so good, Hildegard. That reminds me, I keep forgetting to show people my axe. Because I always threaten to fetch my axe, but I always forget to show people my axe. Well, this has come from, I mean, I still don't think it's that great, but this is basically come from years of sat creating art every day for at least 4 or 5 hours at least per day of art creation. Sometimes I'd churn out about 15 odd pieces per day, maybe more. And then obviously you've got your warm-up sketches as well. That's actually what basically wrecked my my hands and my arms. The doctor told me that because of the fact that I've spent so long sat at desks and drawing and all that, that's what's basically caused all my nerve disorders. So word to the wise, please get a decent wrist support, have breaks, do not get what I've got, please. It's horrible, it's murder, I drop things all the time, most of the time I can't grip things properly, and it's horrendous. Oh, another thing Facebook loves to do is not show me who's actually here and who's not. The counter is not accurate in the slightest, so I never know whether anybody's here. It's really stupid. It's like earlier it counted like 8 people when there was 2 people. And then before that it was 15 people when there was 6 people. And sometimes it counts a lot less than what there actually is. And I've noticed it depends on how people are watching. If you've connected just through scrolling, it doesn't tend to really, like autoplay while you're scrolling down your feed, it doesn't seem to want to register that, so. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. But there we go, it's something that you've got to floppy shovel at, Floppy shovels. I'll never forget the time that me and my brother used to do this comic. It's like an ongoing comic. And this guy was actually in it. He was actually part of a police department. But he was in the vice department, so he used to... I don't know why, it's like far removed from what the character actually is, but we actually had him as part of the vice department who would be investigating all the weird, dodgy things that be happening in the world. And one particular thing we had him investigate was Paul Phoenix from Tekken, who was the mastermind behind these plants. And these plants basically served as like a distraction for the races of the comic. And what they did was they basically changed their sexual preference on contact, and it made them super, how shall I put this politely? Super randy. So it was like the strangest things were happening throughout the racing teams. Oh, toodaloo, pip pip, rather, Mary Poppins, cup of tea, crumpets and all that. I say. Paul, yeah. He was actually quite a main character in this comic that we did. He was Faisar's team training guy. I don't know. He was in charge of training the team up anyway. Like, he had to do all the exercises and all the he was in charge of the fitness, and it was dead funny. We used to put him in like a lot of dresses and garter belts and everything. He used to love wearing those in the comic. Well, this is prompt number 4, which is freeze. I've just done number 3, which is bait, which I drew Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, which you've just missed. Hold on, I'll show you. Come on, turn. Ooh. Cripes. That was number 3, bait. Number 4, freeze. And because it's the 6th today, I've got a few more to catch up with, so... Shaggy's an adorable nugget. Oh, I had a really messed up dream last night. It really bothered me. For some reason, Mum had decided to, Mum and Mister decided to sell Max. And I woke up so upset. It was horrible. It was like, no, you can't sell my fairy brother. How dare you? And so I went on this mission to try and track him down and get him back, because I wasn't having it, and I didn't care why they sold him or anything like that. And I just wanted him back, so the idea of never seeing Max again is like, oh no, my poor doggy brother. I've got to see him. And so I went on this mission and to find him, and the actual guy who'd bought him was some big shot, like, millionaire guy for some reason, who kind of looked like a bit like Daniel Johnson, actually, from that comic that I was just going on about. And yeah, I tracked down the company that he owned, and like all these employees were like, they were a mixture of like guys from Dubai, or there was a couple of Romanians as well, and it was really odd, like just the way it was. And they were basically telling me that he was out of the country, and I'm like, well, I hope he hasn't took Max, because I'll never be able to track him down. But then later on, I was in like a park and I saw this flash of black like whiz by me, and the cows were going absolutely stir crazy in this field. And I was like, I bet that's Max. So I saw him and I called him over, and he basically whooshed right to me. It was great. So I was like, yes! And then I grabbed him and I was like, I'm not letting go. Sod you. So the guy was basically like, no, give me my dog. I bought him fair and square. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't like the terms of the contract you signed. Rah! Let's see, what else can we scribble? Oh yes, that reminds me. Actually, while you're here, do you remember the Ionia contest though? Well, I'm in the process of doing that. So, since you're here, I might as well finish it now. Well, you said you wanted me to surprise you, so I figured I'd do a mixture of things. Why is it when I'm drawing, my face decides to itch more times than when you're playing a racing game? It's like the itch is at the worst time. It's a shame I can't have like a twinkly ASMR sound effect in the background or something. It's weird how activity seems to fluctuate. It's like 1 minute there's loads of people here, and then the next thing you know, they all vanish. Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. Peter. This is actually a commission for Sydney. So, she needs to name it. P.S. I suck at circles. That's what this video shall be known as. The one where Rachel sucks at circles. Also, I've got very, very twitchy hands right now, so it just leapt. Ah! Don't recommend nerve disorders, guys. Really don't. I can barely hold this pen right now. Very painful. I'm gonna have to stop in a minute. She's based on the Oh Ionia franchise, so basically she is a mech that was built in Greece. However, her stylings, I've tried to go for a bit more of a, since Sydney has characters known as things like Rin, I figured a few slightly oriental stylings would fit quite well. Yeah, I've got I suffer from several nerve disorders which do not help. I've got cubital tunnel, displaced carpal bones, Limburg and Comstock, and I've also got thoracic outlet syndrome. Yay! Basically, all it all means is thoracic outlet is artery compression, and the rest is to do with either tendons or nerves. Limburg and Comstock is basically a fusion of tendons, and then the rest of the nerve disorders, basically entrapment of the nerves, or wearing down of the nerves. I genuinely cannot because my ligaments are fused in my wrist, so certain fingers have next to no movement. Yeah! Oh, I've got to stop in a sec. It's absolutely killing me now. It feels like it's broke. Give you an idea, it feels like broken glass in my wrist. Uh-oh, that's the battery low sign anyway. Ah, shit. Ugh. Yeah, I've got to take a break. Come here, you stupid pen. Ouch. To give you an idea of the tightness of my ligaments in certain fingers, I can't actually bend that. It won't bend properly. But yes, I will finish this, don't worry. It's just, right now I've got to have a break, because, ow. I'll see you out of it.